Little bit of a breeze. We've got the Blue Angels actually flying around from the air base nearby, and they're doing an air show this weekend, which is pretty cool. It'd be really cool because we can see them. Depending on the contrast, they'll fly right through there in formation. So hopefully, if they come by, I can get them on the video. That'd be pretty cool. But wanted to come to you with a really quick fixed blade knife observation. Not necessarily a review yet because I haven't had a chance to really use this thing. Just got it in from my good friends over at Rocky National. Hello to all over there. It is the Condor tool and knife. This is the Bushlore, and this is my first experience with a Condor knife. I have opened it, obviously, taken it out, checked it out. Very cool knife. Here are my initial impressions on it. I really didn't think I was going to like the leather sheath, but I do. It's nice, feels nice and durable. The stitching looks good. Fit and finish on the sheath looks tight. We'll see how it holds up. Doesn't look like it's going to ride high at all, a la the Bravo, the Bark River Bravo 1 when you're wearing it. There are some obvious drawbacks. I really do prefer the Kydex or sort of that hard plastic sheath. Not for any kind of tactical reason, but just weather and wear. Carry options and things like that. But we'll see how the leather holds up. I do actually like it more than I thought, and as you can see, it holds it in there pretty well. So very good job on the leather sheath. It's sort of changing my mind, and I'm coming back around to it. In looking at the knife, as you take it out of the sheath, very cool blade, and this blade I can already tell is going to be one of my new favorite sort of high value blades, because this thing can come to your door not so much shipped, but purchased for anywhere between 20 and 25 bucks. So maybe call it $30 shipped to your door total. Just a great blade. In terms of heft, it's got a really nice feel to it, and it sort of reminds me, it sort of feels like the what would happen or what the outcome would be if you mated the Bravo 1, the Bark River Bravo 1 with the Becker BK2. The knives, and I'll do this in my tabletop review, are going to be very similar in terms of what you'll see with the Bravo 1. In fact, if I put these both together, you would probably see a lot of similarities between what the Bravo 1 looks like. I'm trying to keep it out of the sun, my apologies. What the Bravo 1 looks like in terms of the handle, in terms of the micarta, and the thickness of both the Bravo 1 and, of course, the BK2. So you got a full tang knife. That's the neighbor coming in. I don't know if you can see him or not. But full tang knife, 1075 steel, which is my first experience with 1075. It is a high carbon steel, so you want to keep it oiled up. And beautiful micarta handles. Not the polished micarta that you'll see on the Bravo 1. And just a cool pattern, sort of a tight, grainy pattern on that micarta. It's sort of a faint, if you can't tell, sort of a faint greenish color, but very similar to the greenish color that I have on the Bravo 1. And again, I'll put all these side by side in the tabletop review. Good heft, good weight. You've got the balance point of the knife sort of center left of that rivet, of that front rivet. Now here comes some observations on the maybe quality control of the knife. Check out the handle. Can you see those sort of gaps or maybe even chips in the steel as you get to the butt end of the knife? And can you see that gap right there, which creates a little bit of rough section in the knife, in the handle? The rest of the fit and finish on the handle is great, except for right there, in the back, and then again in the bottom. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Sort of minute details, and for a $25 knife, you know, certainly not a game changer, but just observations, nothing more. Here comes my biggest sort of, not complaint, but I don't know, I'm kind of critical of this on knives as to why the grind starts an inch or so, 3/4 of an inch down the knife. SOG does this with one of their blades as well, and I can't stand it, especially if you're going to do a lot of bushcraft and stuff. You want that full run all the way back, so you have one, just more cutting edge, but two, you get a lot of utility out of the knife, because this is where a lot of cutting takes place, is right up here. A lot of slicing takes place obviously forward of the knife, but a lot of you know, a lot of cutting, chopping, you know, carving and stuff like that also takes place back here, where you have a lot of that downward force when you're holding the knife. But this doesn't give it to you. It just gives you, you know, sort of a almost a spine on the hilt of the knife. I wish the grind came all the way back, and depending on the cost, I might send mine out to have that done. It's a Scandi grind, but I'll tell you, it almost looks convex to me. It's got a really rounded finish to it. It's sharp in some places and really sort of dull in others. So I'm going to have to do some touch-up work. I've heard this sort of criticism or observation out of the box from other people as well, that it's got sort of a convex. It's like a cross between a Scandi and a convex, or convexed in some places. You know, just an odd grind on it. So I'm going to have to do some work on that. You know, again, maybe I just got one that, you know, was kind of a melon, maybe not. But this is the only one I have, so these are the observations. You know, don't think that I'm trying to levy these for every single knife that comes out of their factory. I'm certainly not, just making observations on mine. Also, and I'll try to get this on camera, see where the grind starts? Right there? Well, if I flip that over, you can see that the edge doesn't start where the grind starts. You still have a run of flat edge all the way up past where the grind starts. That grind, or that edge, should come all the way back, or should come back a little bit further to meet where that grind starts, and it doesn't. So you're really about an inch out of the knife before your cutting edge starts. And then again, when you come up to the front of the tip, see how the tip is just a little bit on this right hand side up here, or this is the left hand side, but see how the right hand side, you know, the point just starts you know, further back. It's just off a little bit, and it's because the grind on this side, obviously, is thicker than the grind on this side. So you get a thinner sort of, I don't want to call it the plunge line, but where the grind begins on this than on this side, and that's what causes that to be off a little bit. So, you know, again, I don't know if this is quality control, you know, or I just, you know, maybe just got one that is a little bit off, but just some, you know, very generic observations out of the box with the knife. Again, is it too much to expect that from a $25 knife? You know, I don't know, some of these things are sort of minute. This is really a design issue right here, and I just wish they would bring that all the way back. If they brought that all the way back and you had that whole run of straight edge, boy, that would just be incredible, absolutely incredible. In fact, they could increase the price 10% and run that thing all the way back, and it would just still be an awesome value. But I still do think it's a really good value. Haven't used it yet. Going to use it in about a week when I'm out in the woods doing some scouting for this hunting season, and we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to give you guys a shot out of the box. I am going to go ahead and try to put a good edge on that, and then we'll put it to use, and I'll show you guys how it comes out. But that's it from here. Franchise Kid sitting on the dock of the bay, well, dock of the inlet to the bay, watching the tide roll away with the Condor Bushlore. Thanks for coming along, guys. Check out the tabletop review and the use in the woods when it comes around. Hope everybody has a happy and safe weekend. Franchise Kid, peace be with you.